Zhang Wei Li is furious.
He's upset. The 100%.
Oh, welcome on in, everyone, to a brand new edition of Axe Kick Picks, episode 140. Today is Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. And Joe, Daniel Dubois shocked the world, baby. Maybe not you, because you had him plus 350. I mean, but everyone I knew or everyone I talked to besides you, they were just writing Daniel Dubois out. They were writing the champ out, not you. Congratulations. Good call. What a fight.
Yeah, man. I just saw it. I saw that Daniel Dubois has been fighting high-level competition since the beginning of his career. And, like I said, in his prime, 25 years of age, hasn't taken as much punishment and has fought similar opponents as AJ and actually has done better. So, like you said, it was just a lot of people going towards what they've seen as of late. And I'm like, hey, man, don't let your eyes fool you because this guy is legit. And don't get me wrong, AJ was surging a little bit in that fifth before he received that big old counter punch. And, man, the crowd went crazy. So Conor, stand up.
He was like, oh, my God.
he might never come back to fight me. How
He's
much he's living life. Yeah, exactly. So even the interview with Ariel Helwani, I hate to take away, but, yeah, they said with Conor, hey, are you coming back? He's like, I don't know, maybe 2025.
And you heard him. He kept, obviously, because he's part owner, but he was hyping up BKFC, and Ariel was like, hey, can we see it there?
Different. It is different. But what was different was Daniel Dubois. I mean, he was you said it, he fought a perfect fight, and everyone said it. He fought the fight of his life. And with such a high-profile fighter like AJ, man, I mean, it means a lot for your resume, your career. We said it. AJ was going to have the experience in Wembley. But, man, Dubois was just stoic. He was ready for the moment. It was his moment. And he capitalized, and he's a defending champ now. And not only did he claim the belt over Hrgovic, but now you beat AJ. And like you said, he's in line to get the title fight with either Usyk or Fury.
When they were walking out, I love to see their walkout because I got to see if they look a little tense, if they look a little nervous. And it looked like AJ did. And it looked like Daniel Dubois was so relaxed.
Yeah.
Saw it immediately.
50, right?
Yeah, it came out to 50. Shout out 50 Cent, East Coast legend. But he came out aggressive. That first 10, 15 seconds, he was pressuring AJ off the rip. Yeah. And I said, oh, yeah, this fight is going completely different the way I anticipated. Why do you – and you would think it would be different since AJ has kind of experience at Wembley. Why do you – maybe you don't really know, but, like, why do you think it was the reverse where Daniel Dubois was the more relaxed one, where his belt was on the line, where AJ, I felt like, should have been the more relaxed one?
It seemed like on the backstep, every time they got out of an exchange, Daniel Dubois was landing a strike. Every time they entered in, he was the first one to, answer. So it left AJ to be kind of the one reacting. And when you're one reacting, it seems like you could be a step behind. And it also drains you a little bit more, especially if you get off the back foot, which seemed to happen a little bit. It only seems that AJ had a couple moments where he was surging forward. But for the most part, Dubois was controlling the ring, and man, his dominance was full display because it seemed he controlled every aspect of the fight. I really saw it was a dominant performance, and man, I like him going forward. I really got to say, we talked about those losses on the record and it hurts you, but man, Dubois with 2 losses on record, and they're great losses.
Oh, they're aging like fine wine.
Yeah, he's getting his name into the pound-for-pound ranks because that was a masterclass performance. And, hey, we're seeing just the guys fight one another, and that's what we wanted to see all this time. And what's going to happen is these guys will have losses on their record, but that doesn't take away with how good of fighters they actually are.
And we got to give credit to His Excellency Turki Al-Shit. I mean, putting these fights together, because without him, I don't know if we would be able to get these fights.
Even though he was a little upset. He's like, get the camera off me.
AJ's no, he didn't want to fight. He's hilarious. I actually really like His Excellency. But to your point earlier, it felt like every time Daniel Dubois touched AJ, he felt it, as opposed to AJ, where he was landing those uppercuts and he was tagging him sometimes, but it didn't felt like
that reach advantage.
Yes,
but
and it always felt like
Dubois.
He wasn't tired. It felt like after the second or third round, AJ was kind of gassed, and we saw it in the Hrgovic fight a couple months ago. Daniel Dubois could go the distance.
Yeah,
his gas tank is ready.
Dude, he's in killer shape. Yeah, he trains hard. And he's an English fighter as well. Like I say, he's possibly like not record wise, but next coming of like Lennox Lewis, a dominant English
Mm.
champ like that. So we'll see what's next to come for him, because it seems like he's guaranteed that shot for the winner of the title fights.
100%. I mean, the whole thing was a major success at Wembley. Total, I know there were speculations of 95, 96. Total number to His Excellency, 98,128 people showed up at Wembley Stadium. It's a new
That's
British
massive.
boxing record, the biggest crowd the sport has ever seen in the country.
Oh my God, dude. I'll be honest, and throughout all of stadium or arena sports, man, if that's not the biggest, what's the biggest one? Is it still like, is it like WrestleMania at the Pontiac Silverdome? Is it like one?
I don't know. We'd have to go back and check, but watching it, because I didn't watch the undercard. I watched the first couple fights before the main event, and honestly, the performance, the entertaining. I forgot what performance.
Oh, they had the show, like a halftime show.
Yeah, and I forgot who it was.
People
but
were complaining, but hey, at the end of the day, that's entertainment value. You're getting a free concert.
yeah, and as much shit as boxing and the sport gets, I think last night made up for a lot. I mean, it was amazing. Just seeing it on television. Imagine you were in the building to see that last night.
How about if we were talking about boxing like 2 years ago, like when we started, we were boxing. We were in a really rough spot. We didn't really
100%.
know where a lot of the top contenders were. We weren't getting the fights that we needed to make. And so we started seeing Turki Al-Sheikh, as you said, we started getting the matches all the fans wanted to see.
I mean, like you said, Daniel Dubois record, the 3 wins in a row against Gerald Miller, Hershowitz, and now AJ. Yes, he lost to the champ Alexander Usyk in round 9 with that straight right hand. He did have I would say a respectable loss to Joy Joyce as well, but the resume that he's put together, 22-2, the dynamite. I mean, he has to get the winner. It's still there. And I'll say this on the other end. I know a lot of people are speculating AJ retire. I would say no. He still has a lot of fights left.
Yeah.
The better man won, and I think everyone could admit that. Now, I'll say this. If Fury winds up losing again, that fight between AJ and Fury is still there, Joe. Am I crazy?
It's alive. No, it's absolutely alive. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what we all wanted to see, especially in terms of British boxing. Though now Dubois, becoming the champ, defending it, and maybe going for the lineal champ if Usyk does, be the victor. Yeah, that'd be great for the fight we always wanted to see, which would have been AJ and Fury. So I would love to see that happen. But hey, he could be the champ. Fury could wind up getting over on Usyk, and that would be a trilogy, maybe, right? If we get a Dubois having to wait a little bit more for that, or having to set up another fight in the midst of it. So, I mean, a lot could happen at the heavyweight ranks, and it's just, man, I'm happy it's here.
Now, on AJ's side, he seemed like he was in good spirits. It looked like Eddie Hearn was so sick last night. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But he did have those 2 good or 3. He was on a 3-fight winning streak. He knocked out Otto Allen. He wound up retiring. Francis Ngannou, we saw, and everything was right in front of him to get that fight. But then he ran into Daniel Dubois. He's going to take a massive step back. I said there are still options for him. One, are you not worried, but are you concerned people are throwing out retirement, the word retirement for him?
Yeah, but it didn't seem like he really much was,
No, yeah, he shut that down quick.
Classy as always. He's a class act and a world-class fighter. And like you said, he still has a lot of fight. And you hate it with fighting where these guys can put on fights to maybe put other ones over, but that could be the case. But at the end of the day, they'll make a lot of money. But I just see that he can still use his star power to do that. He can go ahead and promote other fighters, or still make a lot of money with some of the fights that are still viable for his part of his career. I would say the twilight of his career. Finding those knockout streak and getting back to this title shot, I think was a big accomplishment for him, and just shows where heavyweight boxing is. So. Yeah, I just think that he's going to have to go back, reset. Maybe, like, if Usyk winds up winning, maybe he'll fight Hrgovic. Hrgovic's waiting right there. AJ kind of, could get that win and then be right back in the picture. We've seen it, like Dylan White, Jarrell Miller, like all these guys kind of get in the mix there. So, I mean, a lot could be done still to this point. So, I'm excited to see, man, what was going to happen with the Fury and Usyk fight, because I think that will tell the story of what could happen next.
I also want to bring up Ben Davison, the trainer for AJ. He said after the fight, I'd just like to say that me and my team have received a hell of a lot of credit for the good performance he's had So it's important that we take responsibility tonight for the bad performance as well. We are willing to do that. We are going to get back in the gym and get better. I mean, a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches wouldn't say that. I think that's class. Like you said, much respect for Ben Davison and for AJ. And, you know, a lot of people are humble in wins, but not a lot of people are humble in defeats. And I thought he was very humble last night. And one of the worst losses I've seen from AJ.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, the knockout was rough, you know, and not getting up off that 10 count. I mean, it was probably best for him. You know,
it was. Yeah.
When, you know, like Fury had fought Usyk and was too tough to not take the knockdown. It might have been better off that he would have took the, you know, the drop and take some time to recover, you know, clear the cobwebs and get back in the fight. But the fact that they're so tough, you know, they're going to want to try to get up and continue to fight, even if they're in trouble. So yeah, it's got a lot. It's got a lot to happen. There is a lot to happen there. I'm sure Turk Alashik would be on the ball to get these guys to match up again, whatever the dominoes may fall.
100%. And even after the fight, Anthony Joshua said he wants to continue fighting. His story is not done. He said, of course, quote, "I want to continue fighting. This is my life. We took a shot at success and we came up short. I will be back." And I think he will. I think there are a lot of fights left for AJ. I don't like people saying he needs to retire. You know, we're not in the business of retiring athletes or fighters at all. That is not our job. But
hey, brother, real quick, you know, with the 100,000 people and stuff, yeah, you know, the Pontiac Silver, man. I'll be honest, no sporting event has anything on racing because you can fit 350,000 people in Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh my God. Yeah, that might be the biggest one. So yeah, this one's a little smaller than that, but yeah, Daniel Dubois, man, I cannot say enough.
So almost 100,000 people is ridiculous.
Eddie Hearn has revealed that they have a rematch clause. Now, he said that he doesn't want to do a rematch, rightfully so, Daniel Dubois.
It's probably smart not to.
Would you, I guess maybe, obviously, AJ maybe wants to get that lick back, excuse me, but I wouldn't advise Triple D to go for it, if I'm being honest.
Triple D, like Dynamite,
baby, Triple D.
You say you don't advise him to go for the rematch.
Yes, because they have a clause.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I was going to say don't go for the title. No, that's the whole point. Definitely go for the title, and he's going to get it. You know, I'm going to say I'm pretty confident that Daniel Dubois is going to get the title shot next off the winner of Usyk and Fury. And I hate to make a lean now, but I think Usyk's surging. And he's beat both AJ. He's beat Daniel Dubois. He's beat Tyson Fury. If he beats him again, I think we'll get that matchup. And then, as you mentioned, I'm glad you did. We'll get the Fury and AJ fight.
Yeah, cannot wait. Then he'll hopefully get that lick back as well. He lost to Alexander Usyk in, I think it was around 8 or 9 back in 2023. So hopefully they will be able to
call with the roundage, even though you were on the AJ side. You said 4 to 6. You put the 1 through 6, but 4 through 6 was also the idea.
Yeah.
And I would have split it right to the middle. I would have said round 5. I just would have let with Dubois, and man, that would have been simplistic. Not only just a KO TKO, let alone money line.
Yeah.
Was picking the exact round. That would have been some massive plus money.
Yeah, you did go 1-0. I thank you for trying to spin it positive for me. But yes, I do go 0-1. I got the rounds right, but yeah, got the wrong guy. Definitely wrong. But by the way, did you watch the rest of the card? Did you like some of the fights that we saw?
Yeah, Mark Chamberlain lost, man. Good performance by Anthony Kasachi. And a couple new champs. So I think overall it was a successful card, but everything was kind of leading up to the main event.
By the way, Matchroom. Another loss to Queensberry. I mean,
what is it?
Yeah, no, it's what, like 0-7 now or something like that.
Oh, so after Day of is it Day of Reckoning? No,
that's the new one. It's like the Battle of Gods. It was Queensberry versus Matchroom.
Yeah, it was just Queensberry versus Matchroom. Yeah.
So yeah, not good for our guy Eddie Hearn. I'll say that. But what else I gonna say? By the way, Octagon 61. How did you do over the weekend?
Yeah, I wound up going 2-1. I took Keita in the featured bout. I took Muradov in the co-main, but Paradiser, being the champ, he knocked out Duque in the first round. I said that it was a clash of styles. If Duque can find this to the mat, he may get the submission, but Ronald Paradiser, he's got great striking, and he adds another TKO to his resume.
I love it, kid. Well, overall, what'd you go? 3-1 with a nice big plus money.
Yeah, man, 3-1 over the weekend, and not too bad for no UFC. I'm gearing up for us in this weekend, man, getting a UFC back.
Tune in, listen. We'll still be able to make you guys some money even without UFC being on a little hiatus. Listen to Joe. Do not listen to me because I took AJ. But the picks will continue to roll in. We got Dana White Contender Series Week 7. We just have 4 more weeks here in the Dana White Contender Series. We got some news. And we'll end with Aries FC 25 going down this Thursday.
Yeah, we're still waiting Brave CF results. They actually don't start fighting until 1. So I know on Friday's episode, I gave you a pick for 10 seconds left. So yeah, like Dylan said, I'll have another pick at the end of the show, but I'll give you the results on next Friday's episode.
Yeah, or Joe will tweet him. If you guys follow him, go over on X, follow him at 10 with the number 10 seconds left _ You guys can follow him on Twitter as well. But Joe, before we get into our picks, quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted number 1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching NFL Sunday, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at Axe Kick Picks and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Joe, let's go on over to Tuesday night. It will be September 24th, 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. We got 5 fights. I only see, maybe I'm crazy, I only see 4 odds.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the co-main event of the evening between Daniel Frunza and Vadim Kutsi, I think Vadim Kutsi is maybe too heavy of a favorite.
Oh my God, it got that crazy?
Yeah, I think
17-1
taking on I think a Romanian, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at
Romania.
Tapology.
Yeah, so yeah, Romanian fighter with an 8-2 record. I feel like the level of competition out there at that part of the world isn't on the same level as what he may be seeing in, say, the Russian circuit or maybe even the Middle East. So yeah, I think that's probably the case there. So I have an official lean. I'll be probably leading Vadim Kutsi in that co-main event slot just to get it off the chest real quick.
All right. Well, we do have some big favorites. I know that Bailey guy, Schofielder, he's a -650 favorite. A lot of big favorites here this week.
A lot of chalk. We got to find a way to approach these fights this weekend. Well, this week on Tuesday, as we said. But we'll take it off. We'll start up in the strawweight division, in the women's strawweight. Rose Conceição or Brito. I have seen 2 different last names for her. She's a favorite at -145, taking on Alexia Dayanara at +115. 2 Brazilian fighters here, right? Probably seen each other in the ranks. The regional ranks down there gets very competitive, and you see a lot of people many times over again. But I don't have odds on this fight. I don't have a play. Probably looking at the records, Dayanara could be a little more experienced. Conceição hasn't lost yet in her professional career. So it's very closely contested. I think I'm really riding high on that Dubin win a couple weeks back, man. I haven't touched a women's fight in the Dana White Contender Series since, because that was such plus money. It's not too plus money to take Dayanara here, and I think it's close contested to go with the favorite. So I'm going to stay away. I have no official play for this women's fight. So we'll just kick it off into the next fight of the evening, which will take place in the featherweight division, man. Kevin Vallejos is -350, taking on Cam Teague at +275. I feel like I've seen Cam Teague before. Is it me, or does he have like a familiar face?
I think it's just a familiar face.
I feel like I've seen it like his social media. Like he might have gotten a finish and had an interview with somebody. But, I know he's got an undefeated record in his professional ranks. He has suffered defeat in his amateur style. That's Cam Teague. But Vallejos, man, El Chino, the dude, the Argentinian sniper, man, he's a savage. I think he hasn't lost not only an amateur career. You look at his professional career, he really hasn't lost. He lost to John Silva, Lord John Silva, in the Contender Series to make it to the show. But, he goes right back to his competition where he was a Samurai Fight House. I know not that well known, but 4 title defenses in a row. I got to go with the favorite. I know it's -350. So you're probably going to have to find a prop when they drop. I doubt you know, it would be like today, tomorrow. You're probably gonna have to see it Tuesday morning, maybe, you know, in the afternoon, right before the fights. It's unfortunate. I wish they were a little on it more so that we can, you know, place these bets. You know, at the end of the day, take our money if that's what it's gonna be. Why wouldn't you put the props out if you're gonna, you know, give you a little donation?
I've realized for Dana White Contender Series, props like rounds, TKO, they don't release until Monday night, Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like that. I guess they just like solidify, give people a little time to research. But it's like if you give the odds out earlier, wouldn't you think more people could then research?
Yeah, you'd get more action.
Feverishly, exactly. So I got to go with the chalk. I got Kevin Vallejos. I think the resume speaks for itself. Only losing to Lord John Steven, where he's at in the UFC, says that he is high level. So I think he can beat Cam Teague. So minus 350, maybe to squeeze it down with a finish inside the distance. See if that drops come, like Dylan said, Monday. Now I go into what would be the future battle of the Dana White Contender Series, man. It's in the light heavyweight division. Italian, another paisano right here. Francesco Mazzeo is plus 160 taking down Kevin Christian, Brazilian killer. He's minus 200. And for a reason, you know, he has a lot of finishes throughout his career. He's only lost twice, both by finish. So he doesn't really reach the judges' scorecards, if ever. I don't think he's ever reached the judges' scorecards. And Francisco Mazzeo is going to lack a little experience here. Because you see the amount of fights that he's had, he's not as much of a veteran as Kevin Christian, man. So all the odds are saying, you know, you want to take the minus 200 here and take Kevin Christian because of that finishing ability, because of the experience. But, you know, it's just time where, you know, countries are due to have a fighter. We just saw a Cameroonian, Gauthier, make it to the UFC last week, you know, following the footsteps of Francis Ngannou and man, and Juke, man, I'm drawing a blank of his name. You know who I'm
Kennedy
talking about.
Njoku.
No, Sokoju, Cameroonian, not Nigerian. Yeah, Sokoju, thank you. But you follow in their footsteps, and I just think that Francesco Mazzeo can follow in Marvin Vettori's footsteps, Alessio De Cicero. We have some Italian fighters that, you know, have done well in the UFC, and I think the same can be said for here. So, man, I'm going to take the dog, plus 160, give me Italian, Francisco Mazzeo. I like this co-main event, but we talked about it. Vadim Kutsi is probably going to be a favorite in here. A wealth of experience, 17-1 record. You know, he's got the ground game. He's got stand up. He can go the judges' scorecard. He's fighting in high-level promotions like Brave CF, which we had put a 10 seconds left bet on against the Romanian Daniel Frunza. Man, I'm going to probably lean Vadim Kutsi, but there's no play just yet. I think you probably want to lock in him, you know, if they do drop anything, but it'd probably be like minus 1,000 if they do. So be very wary. But as Dylan said, made it to the co-main event where Bailey Schoenfelder is taking on Danilo Voidovokin, the Ukrainian. He's a big guy, but man, I think USA is going to be on the right side of this. You know, big dude, very much in shape, good wrestler, good finishing ability. Bailey Schoenfelder is definitely the right side. Massive favorite here. You know, I'm seeing a lot of finishes in this event. For this Dana White Contender Series, what are we? We're week 6 right now, or week 7?
No, we are in week 7.
We are in week 7. And I think for week 7, I think this time around, we're going to get a lot of finishes. I think even in the first fight of the evening between the two girls, I think we're going to get a finish in that one. I think the same can be said for the rest of the fights. I think finishes are very viable for this week. And hopefully we're making you a lot of money. So that'll do it for this week of Dana White Contender Series.
16-13, right? Is that the record? 16-12.
Yeah, I think 16-12 because we were 13-10 and all we had was 2 losses.
Yep, 16-12 through 6 weeks. Okay, hey, let's keep it rolling. Impressive for not seeing most of these fighters. It's very hard to get a good handicap.
Yeah, and now we only have 3 going this week, so I think we'll still be in the green. Worst case scenario, but I'm very confident in these fights. I'll be honest with you. I think we're gonna have an entertaining value as well come Tuesday.
Hell yeah! So cannot wait for that. Like Joe said, that goes down on Tuesday night. Brave CF 87 starts in about 9 hours. We got Aries FC 25 coming up in 4 days. PFL Europe 3 in 6 days. We're locked and loaded all the way to UFC Paris next weekend, headlined by, I think it's Brandon Allen. No, BSD and Moicano. Yeah, Brandon Allen's co-main event with Nasruddin Imavov. That's a banger of a fight too.
Good fight.
So yeah, we'll take care of that on Friday. We got some breaking news about 20-30 minutes before we came on. Unfortunate UFC 308 did take a hit. Alexander Volkov is out of his fight versus Cyril Gane. He injured his hand in training, but he wants the bout to be pushed back to UFC 310 in December. Do you want to see that match rebooked, or do you want to see Cyril Gane stay on the card?
Oh, man, I really wanted to see that matchup, but I do. Some part of me does want Gane to stay on the card and see him compete.
Wow.
We haven't seen him compete in so long. I think it would be nice, but I'm torn. You can see I'm 50-50. One part of me wants to see that fight happen again, but I don't want to lose Gane on 308. So we'll see what they do. I wonder who could step in on this short of a notice, right?
That was my next question.
Yeah,
I was
it doesn't seem that many people are going to be available, especially with all the matches that are made right now. So, it may just be that he has to wait and we lose Cyril Gane on 308. So I'll have to, forgive them for that.
Yeah, because I was looking at the rankings, and 308 is obviously your birthday, October 26th in Abu Dhabi. But John Jones and Stipe, they are fighting in November. Tom Aspinall is the backup fighters, and he's weighing in, so he's not there. Cyril Gane is 2. He was going to fight number 3. Who else is there? Sergey Pavlovich? Like, we've already seen these fights. Like, I don't think Jail Time has another fight or two before he gets up into the top 5 again. But yeah, I really wanted to see it. I think UFC 308 kind of took a hit because that was the featured fight before we got to the Hamzat and Robert Whittaker co-main event. But maybe just put in Magomed Ankalaev and Alexander Rakic as that featured prelim. You bump up Leron Murphy and Dan Ige or Jeff Neal and RDA.
50K.
Exactly. You think my man won't show up, but
That's right.
Tough blow to 308. But I do hope they run it back. UFC.
They'll recover. They'll figure something out, even if they put on a fight earlier in the fight.
100%. And that's all the news I had, kid. Nothing really happened during the weekend. Like I said, Aries FC 25 goes down this Thursday afternoon. UFC Fight Pass in Paris, France.
Yeah.
Take us away, kid. What do you got?
Yeah, and like I said, I'll keep you posted on the Brave CF results. But yeah, so Axel Zola, he's back, man. He's the defending champ for Aries FC, and I think he'll get the job done here. No odds posted just yet, so definitely keep posted because it'll be on Thursday. I guess Soslan Gagloev. Yeah, give me Axel Zola. I think he's got great striking. I've seen this dude, world-class athlete. He could be on his way to the UFC. We always say that because the UFC is the highest level of competition you can achieve. And, you start finishing guys and defending your belt at your promotion, you're going to get your chance. So Axel Zola, he's on his way if he gets another defense here.
And that is 10 seconds left. With 10 seconds left, Joe.
Yeah, I have 2 results for you on Friday.
Yes. Thank you so much, Joe. Who you got? Who's your favorite play this week for Sunday night or Sunday football, NFL?
Actually, I didn't expect that. Let me see.
Real quick, who do you like? Yeah, we fading the Giants. What are we doing? Jets already won. I'm sitting here happy. It's nice. It's rare that I get a Sunday off where I don't have to worry about my team. But
I think the Chargers.
Justin Herbert is active.
I think the Chargers are going to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
I love it.
Because I feel like Pittsburgh, they beat the Falcons, which could be a good team. But they haven't proved anything to me. If they can't get it going, the Chargers could run the ball down their throat and be undefeated to see the Chiefs. So
Jim Harbaugh 3-0.
He probably got that in the boys' head. Be like, look, we're gonna be at home to play the Chiefs. We're gonna be undefeated. The rest is up to you.
Rashard Slater and Pro Bowl Joe Alt. Just run behind those 2 big boys.
Those bookends. Legit, man. That's where they're gonna build that team around. So yeah, I like the rest of the games going on. Jets had the big win on Thursday. Shout out you. And I do think the Chargers, I don't know if it's an upset, but
they are 3-point underdogs, so technically
it is upset. Yeah, I think we didn't expect this from the Steelers, but I think we didn't expect what the Chargers can do. And if J.K. Dobbins runs the ball hard, it'll be sweet for my fantasy team as well. I had to start him. So I have him starting as well.
Hopefully he goes for his 3rd 100-yard game in a row. That would be incredible. But
the great pass rush for the Steelers, not as good.
I'm no coach, but hey, let's put a guy on TJ Watt. I don't know. He might be a really good defensive player. I don't know.
Something
Just
like
saying.
that.
But Joe, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend. God bless. And we'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.